Good afternoon, students, and welcome to English 101. My name is Professor H, and in this video I'm going to go over the Week 1 overview. So, an introduction to writing. What's wrong with using the abbreviated text style above in academic or professional writing? When is it appropriate to use this abbreviated writing style? What criteria do you use to make your writing decisions? When it comes to writing, everything we do boils down to two things: our audience and why we're writing in the first place. This week, we're diving into the writing process, which is like your trusty map to becoming a pro-academic writer. It's all about taking it step by step, starting with the pre-writing, drafting, and revision phases. This part is essential because it helps you stay organized and focused on what you want to say. We'll also be talking about some key things to remember while writing, like figuring out your audience, picking the right words, that's what we call diction, nailing down your purpose, and understanding different writing genres. As you work on your essays throughout the course, we want you to remember these things. Think about how your audience will react to what you're saying, what you're writing in the first place, and how the specific genre of writing you're tackling influences your approach. It's all about making intelligent choices that will make your writing shine and have the impact you want it to have. When you work on your 5-paragraph essay, you are encouraged to use the Brain Fuse tutoring service to review your pre-writing discussion this week before submitting it. Remember, the tutoring service has a 24 to 48 hour turnaround time, so plan accordingly. Learning outcomes. And so in this video, this week, this is what you're going to learn. You're going to learn to use proper grammar, punctuation, spelling. You're going to learn to explain and demonstrate steps in the writing process. You'll learn to identify parts of speech, proper capitalization and end punctuation. You'll learn to identify proper sentence structure, subject, and predicate. You'll learn to differentiate a complete sentence from a fragment, a run-on, and a comma splice. You'll learn to write a well-developed, well-organized paragraph. You'll learn to identify agreement and tenses in parts of speech. You'll learn to recognize dangling modifiers and punctuation, such as apostrophes, hyphens, and question marks, and their proper usage. You'll learn how to analyze and correct grammatical and mechanical errors in a given passage. And you'll learn to recognize the structure of an essay and its components. Expectations. So this week, you're going to go to your textbook, College Writing Skills with Readings, and you're going to read these chapters. And then you're going to complete the interactive lecture. You're going to complete the Week 1 writing warm-up due by Wednesday. Participate in the Week 1 forum. What does writing mean to you? The initial post is due on Wednesday, and then you have until Sunday to respond to 2 students. And then you have to, by Sunday, you need to submit your Week 1 narrative pre-writing and your Week 1 quiz. So these are the expectations for you for the Week 1 module. Here is where you load your textbook. So, as a college student, you're expected to produce high-quality written work that showcases your knowledge and skills. However, having great ideas isn't enough. Effectively communicating them requires proper grammar, punctuation, and spelling. This may seem like a small detail in the grand scheme of things, but it can make or break your academic career. In this series of lessons, we'll discuss why using the correct language in college writing is crucial, and we'll also discuss how you can avoid common mistakes to improve your grades and impress your professors. So let's dive into this topic head first. Week 1. Why is it important to use proper grammar, punctuation, and spelling? Proper grammar, punctuation, and spelling are essential in college writing for several reasons. First, when you use proper grammar and punctuation, your readers can understand what you're saying. This is especially true and important in academic writing, where clarity of thought is paramount. Secondly, Proper spelling shows that you have a good command of the language, and it reflects positively on your level of education and professionalism. It also helps avoid confusion between words that sound alike but have different meanings, like your and your, or there and there. Furthermore, proper grammar in college writing respects the reader and the subject matter being discussed. Poor grammar can distract readers from focusing on your ideas as they try to decipher what you mean. Therefore, proper grammar, punctuation, and spelling help understanding, which could lead to misinterpretation of the paper's information. Therefore, before submitting any written assignment, please pay careful attention to make sure that you've proofread your intended message accurately. Here are some common mistakes made with grammar. So navigating grammar, punctuation, and spelling pitfalls. So here the difference between then and than. Then is used when wrong. That presentation was better than the first one. And so when we use than, so here we use it in a comparative to compare two things. That presentation was better than the first one. John is taller than Robert. So when we use than, we're comparing two things. And when we use then, we're comparing two events. In other words, one event happens after the other event. I brush my teeth, then I go to bed. So one event happens before the other event. And so when you talk about the second event, that's when you use then. So that presentation was better than, that's wrong. That presentation was better than the first one. Why? You use then when you're talking about time. I'm going to the meeting, then to lunch. And use then when you're comparing things. I'm older than he is. Another mistake is missing apostrophes. Students mistakenly use apostrophes in plural nouns, which should not be the case. The use of apostrophes shows possession or indicates contraction. Example, the company just celebrated its 8th year since it went public. That's wrong, because here you don't need an apostrophe. Instead, you would say the company just celebrated its 8th year since it went public. Why? You use its. It is stands for it is. It is dinner time. And you use its for possession, like his or hers. And the dog chased its tail. We've seen many people write its when they want to show possession, but that's not the correct way. The problem is, as we mentioned before, we normally use the apostrophe to show ownership, as in the CEO's email. But you don't use apostrophes when it comes to the word it. Punctuation mistakes can also be a problem for many students. Common mistakes include leaving out commas where necessary or placing them incorrectly within sentences. Moreover, homophones, those are words that sound alike, are another problematic area for many college writers, leading to embarrassing mistakes like confusing your and your. These words may sound similar but have totally different meaning. Wrong. You're my favorite supervisor. Right. You are my favorite supervisor. Why? Because your, with the apostrophe R-E, it stands for you are. You are so funny. You use your for possession. The Y-O-U-R is used for possession. Is this Y-O-U-R bag? Is this your bag? Here's another one that autocorrect doesn't catch because it's spelled right, even if it's grammatically wrong. But be careful, your is a contraction that only means you are. Your is a possessive of you, used when you want to show ownership. Remember this, the more you study grammar in this course, the better you'll get at identifying the sentences in your drafts where grammar needs to be corrected. Spelling errors are yet another issue that can plague college work. You must take your time while proofreading to avoid misspelling names of places and organizations. Being aware of these common pitfalls will help you improve your overall quality of writing by avoiding these simple yet significant issues. So here's the difference of let's eat grandma, so everyone's going to go off and eat a human being, or let's eat, comma, grandma means let's all go to dinner and eat. So punctuation saves lives. This is an old one, but a goodie. How to avoid making mistakes with grammar, punctuation, and spelling. To avoid making mistakes in college writing, you have to do a few things. You have to proofread before you submit your work. You should read your essays out loud because this will help you catch errors that may have slipped through when reading silently. So another way to avoid mistakes is to use online tools such as Grammarly. To sign up for a free account, you can also use your Word, Microsoft Word spelling grammar tool. So these tools can quickly scan your writing for grammatical errors. Proper grammar punctuation can impact your college writing. With them, your content may be easier to read and even understood. Remember that college writing is not just about getting a good grade, it's about developing practical communication skills to serve you in the future. By doing so, you will not only impress your professors, but also enhance your overall academic performance. You will also help readers understand your writing while gaining their trust and building credibility. So strive for excellence in all aspects of college writing, from the choice of words to the structure of sentences, and watch as you become a more confident writer. And I love using Grammarly. And Grammarly is free to use. And as you write, you will get this red line, and that means that something's wrong with that word. And then Grammarly will fix it. Crafting your stories. Now the rest of my lecture is now going to talk about writing. In other words, not just about the mechanics or the punctuation or the grammar of writing. Now we're going to delve into essay structure and writing process. So what is the writing process? Whether you are a professional writer or just starting writing, having a structured writing process can make all the difference in producing quality content. In this lecture, we will look at the steps that can help you turn your ideas into well-crafted pieces of work. So grab your favorite pen and pencil, and here we go as we start talking about the writing process. So here are the different steps of the writing process. Pre-writing. This step involves brainstorming ideas, researching, outlining, and organizing your thoughts before writing. Drafting. You start putting your ideas onto paper or screen. It's important not to worry about perfection at this stage. Just get your thoughts out there. Revising. Once you have a draft, take some time away from it and come back with fresh eyes to edit for clarity or organization, flow, and style. Editing. In this step, focus on grammar, punctuation, and spelling errors, as well as tightening up sentences that may be too wordy or unclear. Publishing and sharing. The final step is sharing your work or final draft with others online or submitting it for publication elsewhere. So here you have your planning, which is pre-writing. The second stage is writing, and then the last stage is rewriting. So I'll repeat: pre-writing, writing, rewriting. How to pre-write for your assignment. There are different ways in which you can pre-write. Pre-writing is part of the writing process where you generate ideas for writing. Writing thoughts on paper or typing phrases in a Word document primes your brain for writing. Many different pre-writing strategies work well. So here are some different ways in which you can pre-write your paper. Free writing is just what it sounds like. You write whatever comes into your head. The idea here is to keep your fingers moving. Time yourself for 5 minutes and keep writing even if you make a typo or if you're writing. The uninterrupted flow allows the writer to tap into their subconscious during this exercise. Set the free writing aside and do another free writing for a few minutes. Often you can identify recurring ideas when you do a series of free writing. Asking questions can help you both identify a topic for writing and identify ideas about that topic. For example, you may want to ask and answer questions such as, what am I interested in? Or why is this topic, why has it captured my interest? Brainstorming. Brainstorming aims to develop ideas once you have established a topic. When you brainstorm, you freely associate all possible ideas related to a topic. You jot down any ideas, no matter how different they are, so that you can capture all of the parts of that idea as they occur to you. Graphic organizers. This is a graphic organizer. Aims to develop ideas about a topic and group similar ideas. One good example is a cognitive map or bubble map. Jot down your thoughts and as you are doing so, link related information to show relationships. And so every week you're going to be doing a weekly warm-up exercise. Welcome to the weekly writing warm-up, where you will practice writing. For many of us, the extent of our writing happens in text over our phones. So writing papers and essays feels awkward. To this end, we will participate in weekly writing warm-ups. These warm-ups are less about what you write and more about putting your fingers on your computer keys. You will not be critiqued on your paragraph or paper structure. Consistent writing can be a valuable tool to enhance your communication skills, creativity, and self-expression. You will be given new instructions to reflect on and write about each week. This warm-up activity does not require pre-work outlines or drafts. Here are some great guidelines when you are starting a free write. Keep your fingers moving on the keyboard for 5 minutes. Write everything that comes to your mind, even if it's unrelated. Don't self-edit. Get it all down without worrying about how it looks. Be outrageous. Use vocabulary and descriptions that sound overboard, silly, or absurd. Make comparisons and connections to other subjects, even if they don't seem related. Keep writing no matter what. So, on a Word document, complete this week's prompt. Think about writing. What do you feel when you think about writing an essay? What do you imagine when you think about writing an essay? Has there ever been a piece of written language that has influenced you in some way? What was it and why? Do you think something you write could ever affect someone else similarly? Then, after you write on this topic, then save your completed work as week 1 weekly writing warm-up using the proper naming convention. And then you're going to watch this video, and this video will teach you how to upload your assignment to the week 1 writing warm-up exercise. And then this is the rubric that will show you what is expected for this assignment. And then after you write your week 1 practice writing, then you can discuss and you can introduce yourself in the introduction forum. What is your past and current experience with writing? Why do you feel writing is important both inside and outside the classroom? How will this writing course help you improve your writing skills in other classes and your career? So this week we have also learned specific grammar concepts. And so consider those grammar concepts by checking your response and making sure that you correct any errors related to capitalization, end punctuation, and parts of speech. In addition to your original post, be sure to provide a meaningful response to at least 2 of your peers' posts by the end of the week. In your responses to your peers, guess the food your peers describe and provide your constructive feedback that will help them improve their writing, as next week they will rewrite their passages based upon your feedback from this week. So before starting your week 1 topic, please introduce yourself to the class. What name do you like to be called? What exposure have you had to medical terminology? What do you look forward to learning about most in this class? How do you feel about whether this class is relevant to your professional future? When responding to a discussion prompt, write a well-developed response, two paragraphs incorporating concepts taught in the lecture and textbook reading. Your score will be reduced for just sharing your opinion only. Each question should be addressed and fully answered with full supporting details based on your reading assignment. And so here are a bunch of about who I am. And then you have your narrative essay that you're going to write. So you're going to do a pre-writing outline for this week for your narrative essay. This assignment marks the beginning of your journey toward completing a well-crafted narrative essay. However, this week, your focus will solely be on the pre-writing stage, where you brainstorm ideas, outline your ideas, prepare the groundwork for your final narrative essay. Your task is to select a significant event from your life that holds valuable lessons. Essentially, you will be telling a story with a moral at the end. As you delve into this narrative, reflecting on your emotions during the event is important. To captivate your readers, incorporate character dialogues that bring the story to life and allow them to immerse themselves in your experience. Furthermore, ensure that you provide ample descriptions to paint a vivid picture in the reader's mind. Remember that you will be required to share a draft of your narrative essay in a discussion with your peers during week 3. This may impact their topic you choose for this assignment. This week's first assignment will be to submit a pre-write to your narrative essay. The first step is understanding the makings of a meaningful and expressive narrative essay. Study.com gives a good overview of writing a narrative essay. A narrative essay is a short story. It's called an essay, but many narrative essays are just personal, life short stories or storytelling at their core. Character dialogue and descriptive language to describe the setting are key aspects of a compelling narrative essay. You may find the following format helpful. Opening. This is your time to hook readers. Think about why they should be interested in your story. Start with why the story is interesting to you. Narrative paragraphs. Break down the event or story into smaller pieces or paragraphs. Make these paragraphs simple explanations of what happened. You'll want to make each narrative portion interesting to the reader. Think about times of suspense, imagery, or suspense, or surprise, along with a bit of humor. Closing. You don't need to hit your reader over the head with a summary of the event, but many narratives end with a lesson or a moral. Remember, there are no right or wrong concepts in pre-writing. Don't limit yourself. Let your ideas flow. Use the samples from your book, from your ebook, or this week's lesson to guide your writing. And so you complete the reading assignment and the lecture before attempting this assignment. When completing the reading assignment, pay close attention to the brainstorming strategies discussed in your book: free writing, mapping, brainstorming, questioning, listing. Download and complete the Week 1 assignment worksheet. To download the worksheet, click on the downward-facing arrow next to the worksheet link. Your pre-writing must be substantive. This means you have shown that you have seriously considered all aspects of your topic and labeled the technique. Clustering, free writing. Refer to the guidelines below to complete each phase of your essay following the required APA format. The estimated time of completion for this activity is 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours. Use the proper naming convention when saving your assignment. The naming convention is: submit the Week 1 assignment by Sunday. See the video below to review the process. And then here's what you're going to be graded on. So you have to make sure that you have all of these components in your essay, because you're going to be graded. If you're missing, for instance, if you forget to put in the moral, 10 points will be taken off. If you forget a thesis, another 10 points will be taken off. So make sure, use this as a kind of revision checklist, and make sure you've got all of this done as part of your essay so that you could get the total 100 points. Then you're going to have a graded quiz, and this assessment has been designed to assess your knowledge of essay writing and grammar. Select the Take the Quiz button to complete this 20-question quiz that covers chapters 1, 2, 7, 21, 24, 25, and 26. Please do not attempt the quiz before completing the weekly readings, lectures, and assignments. 2 attempts are provided for the quiz. Questions are randomized in each attempt, and the highest score will be awarded in the gradebook. And that should be it for week 1. Yes, this is the last module. So week 1 summary. This is the last module for every week, the week 2 summary, the week 3 summary, that will always be the last module of the week. So this week we learned about the writing process, which is a helpful map for becoming a better academic writer. It involves taking step-by-step approaches, starting with the pre-writing phase. This part is crucial because it helps you stay organized and focused on what you want to say in your writing. During our discussions, we covered some essential things to remember while writing. One of them is understanding your audience. The people who will read your work, communicate effectively with them. It's critical to think about how they will react to what you're saying. We also discussed diction, which means choosing the right words and phrases in your writing. Picking the appropriate words can make your writing more precise and more transparent. We also highlighted the importance of knowing the purpose of papering and understanding different writing genres like essays or reports. Remember these factors as you continue to work on your essays in this class. Think about your audience, why you're writing, and the specific type of writing you're doing. Make intelligent choices based on these considerations will help your writing shine and have the impact you want it to have. In this process, we also focused on 2 learning objectives. The first objective is to use proper grammar, punctuation, and spelling. These things are essential because they make your writing look professional and credible. The second objective is to explain and demonstrate the steps in the writing process, which will help you improve your writing skills. Keep up the excellent work, and you'll become a proficient academic writer by mastering the writing process and making informed writing decisions. Congratulations, you've completed the first week of this class. So this ends this week's video on week 1 of this week's the 6-week class. If you like this video, you can subscribe to my channel, and if you have any questions, feel free to email me anytime.